As the saga moves into its final unfolding layers, the story of the sheriff's team under scrutiny transforms from immediate reaction into a nuanced study of leadership under pressure, and Jesse Waters meticulously guides the audience through each ripple of consequence, showing that what once seemed like a minor misstep, a not off to a great start moment, has now become the lens through which every subsequent decision is examined. The cameras may have captured the initial stumble, but the ongoing narrative is revealed in body language, choice of words, timing of statements, and the subtle recalibration of internal strategy, and Waters expertly parses these layers, revealing how public institutions negotiate the constant tension between transparency and control, urgency and accuracy, perception and reality. Behind closed doors, the sheriff's team has entered a phase of meticulous recalibration, revising protocols, refining messaging, and rehearsing responses not for optics alone, but to internalize discipline that ensures consistency under observation. And Waters underscores that this disciplined response is essential, because in the modern media ecosystem, every hesitation is amplified, every ambiguity is dissected, and the collective memory of the audience acts as a persistent lens through which competence is continually evaluated. The early critique becomes less a point of attack and more a benchmark, a constant reminder that accountability cannot be delayed and that public trust must be nurtured incrementally through sustained, deliberate action. The broader narrative now includes the human dimension behind institutional response, as Waters draws attention to the individuals tasked with leading under pressure, analyzing how instinct, judgment, and emotional intelligence shape public perception alongside operational decisions. Because in crisis scenarios, the audience reads tone as much as fact, and credibility is built as much through calm decisiveness as through formal statements. The sheriff's team, having confronted both internal and external pressures, now operates with heightened awareness that leadership is measured not by flawless execution, but by the ability to adapt in real time, to acknowledge uncertainty without undermining authority, and to communicate effectively under relentless scrutiny. Community perception also evolves in this chapter of the narrative, moving from reactive skepticism to measured observation, as audiences recognize both the mistakes of the early days and the corrective measures being implemented. Waters emphasizes that this evolution is crucial, because trust, once shaken, can only be restored through visible evidence of improvement, consistency in messaging, and sustained demonstration of competence, and each press conference, each update, each carefully chosen word contributes incrementally to a slow but observable recalibration of public confidence, underscoring the idea that leadership is as much about perception management as operational excellence. At the same time, the interplay between media scrutiny and institutional response becomes a central theme, as Waters dissects how analysis, commentary, and replayed clips function as both mirror and catalyst, forcing leaders to refine strategy while keeping audiences informed. He frames this dynamic as an intricate balance, where too much defensiveness signals insecurity, too little explanation invites speculation, and the ability to navigate this tension defines whether a shaky start becomes a lasting narrative liability or a stepping stone toward credibility, with each choice weighted by both immediate impact and long-term impression. The stakes remain high, because while operational competence can restore internal confidence, public perception is far less forgiving, and Waters illustrates that the sheriff's team must sustain discipline over time, treating each interaction, briefing, and update as part of a cumulative pattern that either rebuilds or erodes trust. In this context, the lesson extends beyond one office to a universal principle about accountability in the public sphere. Early missteps matter, but they do not have to define the arc of leadership if they are met with strategic, transparent, and measured response. As the narrative closes, Waters delivers a final reflection that blends analysis with insight, suggesting that the story is not simply about what went wrong, but about how the sheriff's team responded, adapted, and evolved in the glare of public attention. The cameras may fade, the headlines may move on, but the lessons endure. Credibility is earned through resilience, trust is restored through consistency, and leadership is tested not in calm moments, but in the crucible of scrutiny. And for viewers, the invitation remains clear: to watch, to reflect, to engage, and to consider how institutions navigate the delicate balance between perception, performance, and the enduring need for accountability, a story that continues to unfold long after the first misstep captured national attention.